everybody, another Q&A session today. So first one was referenced camping mode on a Grand California. I think you're having a problem activating that camping mode. So I thought it was worth telling, we're in an ocean here as well, because they've all got the camping mode on there. So there are a few things that won't let you activate camping mode. One of those being obviously if the key is in the ignition. And every time you put the key in the ignition, it will deactivate camping mode as well that's on the vehicle. So if you turn it on, put your key in the ignition, it will completely deactivate it because it's as if you're driving, because things like camping mode turns off things like your automatic headlights and other things that's on the vehicle as well. Don't tend to find it so much with the Ocean version, but with the Grand, for example, every now and again we do find, I tend to find with the screen, for example, it can get a little bit stuck that's in there. So with that, I would turn your main unit off in the back with your big red button that's on there. Turn it off, leave it off for a minute or two, then turn it back on. You know that it's reset at that point because on your main screen then you'll actually get the VW badge when it turns on, because it's reloading everything to come up from on there as well. And obviously things like, for example, your step is in there. Make sure your step's in auto mode when you're putting it on, that's in there as well. And that will obviously, because obviously that will then keep the step out that's on the camping mode as well. So that kind of helps, and that may be where you're having the difficulty that's in there. Obviously, if your camping mode will not turn on at all, and it won't activate this on there as well, it's probably worth just popping it into a local dealer and just asking them just to double check it and just make sure there's something which is causing that not to come on that's on there as well. Things like your automatic lights, make sure your auto lights are on. If you've got auto lights, it's on there as well, and that your normal lights are not just switched on as well, that's on there. So a few little things you can have a look at and play around with to see if you can get that camping mode to turn on and activate this on there as well. And Julie's asking about the multi-flex board in a Buzz. So Julie's looking at buying a multi-flex board that goes in the back of one of these, and basically asking where she's buying it from. Her dealer has said that it comes in two parts, and that is correct. It does come in two parts. So you've got this section here, which is in the like the very back bit, which is on here, because these multi-flex boards, for those of you who maybe haven't seen the video, is basically they're screwed down to the floor. So that comes out, that's on there. So that's basically one, and then that obviously comes out from that side as well. So you've got two here, and then there's a thing that goes through to the into the floor plan that's in there. So that's how they work on there. So I'm assuming Julie has got something like, for example, an Edition 1 or something like that, which hasn't got, or a Life, which doesn't have this as standard, and wants to put that into the back of the vehicle that's in there. So you do have to buy two parts to it. So you're going to be buying this bit here, the one section, and then this other section that's in here as well. So let's just quickly take this out. So it says it comes in two parts. So I've taken this back section out here, and then obviously this one here is another section that's in here. If you haven't got this as a factory option, you won't have any of these things that's in the back that's in here. It doesn't necessarily mean you can't have the board. So this one, for example, in here, and I've actually just taken the feet off it, you know, the screws that's in here, but obviously it will go in and sit there, but obviously it's not actually located in the section that's on there. So John's asked about the new California. Will you be able to tow with that vehicle? And the answer to that, I'm assuming, is going to be yes. I can't see any reason why you won't be able to get a tow bar for that particular vehicle. So on the multivan, tow bar comes down from under here and comes up. It's in there. But I think from John's question, I think it's probably more relating to the actual engine, as in, is the vehicle capable of towing on that vehicle? Because John, you mentioned about the 150 PS engine. Now, in my mind, for most things that I've towed with, I think that engine is more than adequate. Obviously, it's going to be difficult because without seeing the vehicle and knowing the weights and things like that we're looking at, that's obviously going to have an impact. So I suggest, John, you're referring to the fact, you know, will that 150 be good enough to actually tow with the vehicle? We won't know that really until a bit later on, until the vehicle comes out. Obviously, we've got the plug-in hybrid version. We've got the 4Motion version of that as well. That goes to the higher output version that's in there as well. So with those things, obviously, that might be a better vehicle possibly to tow with. But obviously, diesel is quite good for towing because obviously you've got that torque that you get with the diesel engine that you don't necessarily have the same with the petrol ones that's in there as well. So time will tell. So can't kind of give you an answer to that, John. So if you mean, can you get a tow bar with it? My understanding is yes, you will be able to get a tow bar. You should be able to fit one afterwards, if not onto the vehicle. Time will tell, obviously, as far as towing capabilities of that engine. My experience of the multivan with the 150 engine in it is it's more than adequate to do that, but obviously the vehicle will be a lot heavier in this case because it's going to have all the camping and equipment and stuff in there as well. So I hope that kind of answers that question for you, John. So Keith was asking on a beach about the rear air conditioning button, and he said it was only pushing out warm air. And I suspect possibly this might be a slight confusion between where we're looking at. So hopefully, Keith, I've got this right. If I haven't, put us another comment in and we'll look at it again for you. So I think, Keith, you're looking at this unit here on your vehicle and wondering why this is only coming out with hot air. And the reason for that is because on this vehicle, the unit that's on this side at the back is just a heater. So there's no air conditioning that comes out of this vent. This vent here is purely for hot air. Nothing else comes out of it from air conditioning. So, but the air conditioning side of it, you would find from the vents, for example, up on the sides that's on here that you have. There's one on either side from. That's where you would get cold air coming out from if you wanted it from the air conditioning perspective in the rear of the vehicle. But obviously that's only when the engine is running in both cases for those without. So I'm hoping that kind of answers your question. So the vent down here is purely for heat. That's all. And then the vent at the top on here, which is actually connected to the air conditioning system, is where that would light your actual air conditioning cool air. Looks like we've got a correction to a Q&A session we had some time ago when we were talking about, or a video we posted some time ago, and we were talking about the weight of the bed that's up here. So in the brochure apparently now, I've been looking for a brochure all morning, can't find one for the vehicle that's in here, but we've been told by one of you out there that the weight limit for the bed is, so we've been told the weight limit from 2023 onwards is 200 kg on the bed rather than the 150 or 75 kg. I've said this plenty of times, I've had at least 200 kg that's up on there, so I've had two people that's up there at, don't mind to say it, I'm not far off 100, I'm probably about 95 kilograms, something like that for me. So I've been up there with me and another up there, and that bed's been fine at the top, so with plenty of weight that's across there as well. So, but that's a bit of a change to that. So thank you very much for letting us know. If I say something and you think it's not right, pop it in the comments box below, let us know. Obviously, we don't have the answers to everything. We try and be as accurate as we ever can with these things. It's in here as well. But obviously, some things do change as well as we move along as well. So thank you very much for that. That was great. Next question. So John has asked a question reference passenger windows in the multivan. So multivan, my multivan that's here. So my vehicle on the side of it has, as standard, because it's a style, has opening windows on this side and the other. So a Life doesn't come with the windows, Style comes with the windows on the side. However, if you have 90% tint on your vehicle, the 90% tint removes the side windows. So obviously on this vehicle from on here, so if I open the door, excuse the mess that's in here, I'm away on holiday next week, so this is full of camping gear that's on it, but I will try and show you on the far one that's on here. So if I jump in a second, get in between all the kids seats that's in here. So this is the window that's in the side here. So to open that window, push it and move it, and it's no different to California, and it locks in different places, and you can move it along from on there, and then to go back and just locks it back in position. So the windows is on the Style model, but obviously if you have the 90% tint, that will remove the windows completely. You won't have any windows, then you just have one glass panel. Probably worth mentioning as well, we're on here as well, if you've seen some videos of the new ID Buzz long wheelbase version, that's actually going to have electric versions apparently that's in here. I saw a video the other week when somebody pressed a button and it actually moved electrically. Whether that's something that might come for the multivan at some point. Let's wait and see, should we? Two more multivan questions. First one was from Paul, who was asking about the pan roof. What it was like in bright sunlight. So the pan roof, I love the pan roof on this vehicle. I think it does really open up the vehicle. So you've got a bit of a pan roof at the front over the front cab, and then you've got the bigger section here that's on here. And I'm going to apologise now, the vehicle I'm in is my vehicle. I have got a roof box on top today, so hence the reason why it probably looks like I'm a bit darker where I'm actually sat. So I've kind of got a sun shield on it. But in reality, the kids are in here all the time. For example, this is absolutely brilliant in bright sunlight. Makes absolutely no difference whatsoever being in the car. That's on that basis. It's not too bright, too dark, anything like that that's on it as well. I find it really useful. Obviously with the vehicle, if you're running, you've got air conditioning anyway that's in here. Obviously I've got the windows on the side, so we can open those if we're stationary, open the doors, let a lot of air in to the vehicle as well. But I think the roof, the pan roof on here does an exceptional job. It keeps that heat out and keeps that brightness out of the vehicle as well. Already mentioned Buzz with electric side windows. That vehicle has a pan roof which has the opaque button on there, so you can press a button and it actually turns so you can't see out of it. Again, we're going to get that on multivan. Maybe, maybe not, I don't know. Let's wait and see what happens in the future on that one as well. And then final question on multivan, asking about can you retrofit heated seats to a multivan, and could you retrofit a sliding door that's on there as well. So as always with these things, this isn't something that Volkswagen would do. You couldn't come to us as a dealership and go, can you put turn my vehicle into an electric side door, for example, on there. There are probably companies out there that will do that just to a certain extent. Whether they're factory, whether they're factory basis, I don't know. 9 times out of 10, I tend to find things like, for example, making a door electric that isn't normally electric. It'd just be cheaper just to go and buy one that's got an electric door on it in the first place, but probably by the time you've spent all that money converting it. It's a little bit like, for example, putting LED headlights on vehicles. I've seen them on combis where people have LED headlights put on there as well. It's a very, very expensive thing to do, to have the the proper LED conversion kit that's put on there as well. You'd probably be cheaper just to go and buy one that had LEDs in the first place, but not always the case. You might want the van that's in there as well. But on the heated seat side of it, obviously heated seats, you have them on the front seats that's in here. On the multivan, you've also got the option of having rear heated seats, and that is worked out via these rail system, because the rail system here is electrified, that's in there as well, and that allows you to have heated seats that's in the rear of the vehicles as well. Those are things that I wouldn't recommend having retrofitted to on there as well. If you know somebody out there that does retrofit vehicles, things like that, for example, on there, let us know that's on there as well if you've had any experience of anything like that that's been done. But my understanding is it's not something you could do. So that's it for our Q&A today. I hope you've got lots of information out there as well. As I said before, keep those questions coming. We've got lots and lots. We've still got quite a few that we haven't covered today, but obviously we want to try and keep this video fairly short, not too long. So we'll be doing another Q&A session probably in a couple of weeks' time anyway, with some more information that's coming on the things that come with there as well. So if you don't subscribe, please subscribe to the channel. If you want to see more video and content like this, please do that. It really helps us out, makes us know we're doing the right thing and getting the right content to you as well. And we'll see you next time.